All right, I'm going to work the law of cosines, and our formula to find side C, the third side. Notice I'm given two sides, but not a side opposite the angle given. Guys, so therefore I have to use law of cosines and not law of sines on this one. Now then, because I need C, I know C squared is equal to this A squared plus B squared minus 2 times AB times the cosine of C. So what I'm going to go do is just plug it in. So I know that C squared, that one doesn't seem to work too good. So C squared will equal A, which is 10, which would be 10 squared, plus the 7 squared, minus 2 times 10 times the 7 for B, times the cosine of 108 degrees. Now what's really nice about this one is you can type this one in your calculator straight across, just like that, exactly as it is. Order of operations will do it all. Meaning if you want to, that's 100, that's 49, that's minus 140 times the cosine of 108. You can do most of that in your head except for maybe the cosine of 108. But if you do that, here's what you get. C squared turns out to be 192.26, but that's not the answer. That's a common mistake people make. If you plug this in your calculator, do the math, and get 192.26. The problem is, you then have to square root it. Well, if I square root 192.96, you end up with 13.87. Technically, it can be positive or negative. So, but you know, distance is always positive. So I know my C is 13.87. Now then, because I have that, and I can use law of cosines to find sine A or sine B, but usually it's angle A or angle B, but usually it's easier to do it in sine than the other. And so because I want an angle, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write sine A, because that's what I'm finding for, which its little side is 10, will equal, and I know the sine C is 108 over, and I know C is now 13.87. And what I'm going to do is cross multiply, so what I end up having is this here. If I find the sine, I'm going to end up taking sine A will equal 10 times the sine of 108 degrees divided by 13.87. If you do you type that in your calculator, you end up with sine A equaling 0.6857. That's not the answer. The answer is not 0.68 degrees or 68 degrees. But what you have to do now is go to your calculator and do the second sine of that 0.687, or arc sine, technically it's the arc sine, and that will tell me 57, and that makes the answer here 43.3 degrees. So this angle here is 43.3 degrees. Now then, because I've got two angles, the easiest way to find the third one is take the two angles we have. We have 108, and we have 43.3. Well, if we add 108, 43.3, carry your 1, it's 151.3, which I'm now going to subtract from 180. And I end up getting 28.7 degrees for B. That would be the easiest way to find all your angles. I would use law of cosines to find the first one, and then I would use law of sines because that's easier than law of cosines.